Welcome into the last and final day here of our Abundance Mindset Workshop. If you guys haven't checked out days 1 and days 2, they're very, very valuable. They're pieces of the puzzle that are really important to kind of wrap your head around. But I'm going to hopefully help tie everything together for you here today. So in day 1, we discovered your current money mindset, and we learned the principles to building true wealth. The 7 main principles and strategies, okay? In day 2, we went over worthiness and self-image, and we really delved deeper into that. Today, you guys, we're gonna get into accepting the new money image that we are starting to develop over the course of this workshop and applying it, how to actually come from this paradigm and programming that you have right now and get to here where you are able to start to accept more money into your life, okay? I want to reiterate this point because this has tremendous power for you. This workshop is nothing like you've ever done before, and it's teaching you things likely you've never even heard of before. And it actually has the power to completely change your bank account forever. 2x, 3x, even 10x your bank account. Okay, so let's jump right into this final day, which is all around acceptance and application. So let's jump into part 1 here, okay? You guys, it is your birthright to be abundant. This is a beautiful quote by Suze Orman. All right, financial freedom is your birthright. Each and every one of you has what it takes to be the master of your own financial destiny, but you must think it, say it, and then take the actions to make it true. Okay, that's really what I'm teaching you in this whole course here. But it's this idea that you already have what you need. You just have to start thinking, feeling, and believing that you can do it. And it's only those things that will keep you limited, okay? So you can literally start to choose to be abundant right now. So what does being abundant look like? All right, these are some of the richest people in the world, okay? And really, what sets them apart from you and I? What is it? And you can even, as we're going along here, you can try to answer these questions. I want this to be more interactive today with some really significant questions, and we're going to be writing down some actual action items for you today that will hopefully help you start to uncover the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that have been keeping you stuck, actually. So how do abundant people think? People who are abundant entertain thoughts and feelings about being abundant, prosperous, rich, wealthy, and successful way more often than they don't. Okay, so this is really the first major question that I want you to start to think about. Okay, how often are you thinking this way right now? I'm here to tell you, people who don't have a lot of money, who are in lack and or in poverty thinking, they don't entertain thoughts and feelings about being abundant, prosperous, rich, wealthy, and successful most dominantly, more often throughout their day. Okay, they're thinking about not having enough money more often throughout the day, right? So ask yourself transparently and be as honest as you possibly can with this, is how are you thinking about this, okay? How don't abundant people think? I really want to hammer this for you guys, okay? People who are abundant never entertain thoughts and feelings of lack, not having enough, worrying and fear, where is the money going to come from, being poor, less than, not worthy, disappointing, right? And settling for less. What about you? Do you have these thoughts? How often are you entertaining these thoughts, guys? This is going to change the game for a lot of you, okay? You might have some of these or all of them. All right, we need to stop thinking like this, okay? The idea is when you feel abundant, you don't feel less than or unworthy. You don't feel the opposite. So we need to start stepping into that more often, okay? How do abundant people feel? I want to hammer this idea for you. Money and the idea of it should be and feel light, fun, easy, exciting, happy, joyful, freeing, abundant, lucky, grateful, and most importantly, positive. It should feel good. Money and the idea of it should feel good for you. Okay? It should not be or feel hard, challenging, disappointing, negative. Okay, so again, if money still feels negative for you, we need to start letting go of those thoughts and feelings around it. Okay, and no matter how they got there, which we're going to be talking about in 1 second, we've got to start letting go of them. They are the things that are keeping you from making more money, actually. Okay, and we're going to get into that in just 1 second. But I want to just have a quick check-in here. All right, if this is resonating with you, drop below the number 111. Okay, drop it below in the comments. And I apologize, I can't see this feed live. I really hope it is actually working, but I can't see real time. So I apologize. If you guys have any questions, I promise I will check the feed after and I will answer them for you, okay? So just bear with me. But right now, I just want to check in. Just comment below that this is making sense, okay? And maybe you're starting to see the thoughts and feelings already that you have that have been leading you away from abundance and success, okay? So in order for you to start becoming more abundant, prosperous, rich, wealthy, and successful, you have to go all in on and fall in love with money and the idea of it and having more of it. All right, and we have to start accepting, receiving, and allowing more of it into your life. That is really what this comes down to, guys. Okay? And I did this backwards, but forgive yourself and the people who may have contributed to your previous thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about money. That's really what we have to do. This could have been your parents, your grandparents, your family, your friends, whoever or however you've developed your current money mindset and your beliefs and thoughts and feelings around money. It's okay. We all start off at different points. Okay, and it's not until we start learning about this idea that our thoughts and feelings are keeping us from it, right? And then we start to realize, we start to listen into our parents, our grandparents, our family and friends, and we start to see why they don't have money. Because they're talking about it, they're thinking about it, they're feeling about it, that they don't have it, they're lacking, right? And you're going to be able to help them with this after going through this workshop. So it's important to forgive yourself. Forgive your parents. Forgive your grandparents if that's the people who taught you about money, okay? Maybe you remember times when your parents were sharing the struggles they had with money. And maybe it still is happening to this day, right? Where they just don't have enough money and it's a pain in their life. It's a challenge in their life, okay? Forgive them, love and forgive them. It's okay, they don't know any better, right? It's okay, everyone is human and is at a different level and point of awareness, especially around money. Let me tell you, money is one of the biggest things, okay? So the idea here is if you're not accepting more money, you're actually rejecting it, okay? If you're not accepting and in harmony with more money, you're actually not in harmony with it and you're rejecting it. You're actually repelling it from you. You're making yourself unlucky, actually, is what that looks like and how people describe it. Other people who are in harmony with it are seemingly lucky and it just flows to them, okay? We don't want to reject money. We don't want to, guys. What we do want to start to reject is this. Any thoughts, ideas, feelings, or beliefs that you are not worthy or deserving of more money. And we want to start accepting new thoughts, ideas, feelings, and beliefs that you are abundant, that you are prosperous, that you are rich, that you are wealthy, that you are successful. Okay? I hope this is really getting hammered home. But to really do this for yourself, I really want you guys to pause. And you can take a screenshot of this afterwards, but get out a journal And I want you to do a brain dump. I want you to write down all the thoughts, ideas, feelings, and beliefs that you have currently that are around not being worthy or deserving of money. Okay, write it down and even incorporate where you got them, right? Write down how you learned those, right? Maybe you saw your parents struggling, like we just talked about. Maybe you've been struggling, right? Maybe you've never had money. Write down all of the thoughts, feelings, ideas, and beliefs that you are not worthy and deserving of more money, okay? After you do that exercise, I want you to literally write down the opposite. Write down any new thoughts, ideas, feelings, and beliefs that you could entertain about being abundant, prosperous, rich, wealthy, and successful. And it could literally look as simple as, I've never had money in the past, but I'm starting to understand why now. And I'm starting to see why I haven't had money. And I'm starting to reject those old thoughts that I've had. And I'm starting to accept and see the possibility that I could have more money. Like it could be that simple, okay? Now, after you do that, okay, I really want you guys to pause and do that at some point after this workshop, okay? And I will get that screenshot to you. But now what I want you to do is imagine that all the money you could possibly desire and more is and always has been just waiting for you to claim it. Okay, not only just to claim it, but to sync with it, to fuse with it, to harmonize with it, to accept it, and to attract it. It's just sitting there waiting for you energetically, actually. That is the reality. Energetically, to claim it, sync with it, fuse with it, harmonize with it, attract it, and accept it, energetically through your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. That's all it's waiting for, actually. The universe is infinite. There's an infinite amount of money that you could possibly have, actually. It's just waiting for you to start claiming it, okay? And literally the reality is there are no limits, right? You're not just limited to the idea that, you could only have $5,000 or 50 grand or 100 grand. There are no limits. Those are just your thoughts. You could have trillions or quadrillions of money if you really wanted that much. But the idea is we need to erase these fake illusions that are limiting us, okay? And we need to accept that there are no limits. We could have anything and any amount of money that we desire, okay? So literally we need to accept that and start envisioning what that actually looks like for you, okay? So it can't just be it has to be within reason for you, which is why I've been hopefully helping expand your options and possibilities for you during this workshop. Because if you wrote down that you wanted to have, $10 trillion, that might be too far out of the realm of possibility. So we need to be within the realm of possibility and within our reach, right? So within let's just say within $1 million or $10 million, right? And so what does that actually look like? You have to be able to envision as if you could have that money, okay? And there are 3 new perspectives that I want to teach you guys today that are going to help you do that for yourself, okay? The first one is the infinite storehouse of riches, your own personal energetic stash, and then Scrooge McDuck. There's literally endless perspectives, but these are 3 of the fun ones that I entertain. And one of them is recent from one of my more recent clients that when we were talking through this is the Scrooge McDuck idea, which I loved. Okay, so the first one, the infinite storehouse of riches. Guys, I want you to close your eyes after looking at this picture right here, okay? And I want you to imagine that there is literally an infinite storehouse of riches that exists right now energetically in the universe, okay? However you imagine that, it could be a bank vault, okay, it could be whatever you imagine. And the picture is intended to help you focus in your thoughts, in your imagination. And so imagine that there really is a bank vault that you could go to right now in your imagination and mind that you could actually step into. And maybe you see gold bars on the right and some stacks of cash on the left. And there's so much money and value and abundance in that storehouse that it's almost hard to fathom. Like you can't even really put a price on it. It's just almost endless. It's almost infinite, okay? And imagine that every day you go into that bank vault and just take the amount of money that you desire out of it. Maybe you've got a bag with you, a book bag or a briefcase or whatever, a purse, and you just fill that purse or bag with as much as you can fit or as much as you need or want that day, okay? And then you close the vault, and the next day, it actually replenished overnight, and you just simply open that vault and there's infinite, endless amounts of money sitting there for you, okay? And you get to go in that next day and take even more out of it. That is literally the physical representation of what is available for you right now, energetically, okay? Literally, that is available to you. It's just waiting for you to claim it. And so when we visualize in this way, we can actually start to physically claim it for ourselves. We can start to go into that bank vault, that storehouse of riches, and we can, in our mind and in our imagination, because really, what are you doing when you're visualizing? You're thinking. And when you visualize very vividly, you get into a feeling of it. And so if you can imagine to the point where you're feeling like, hey, this is awesome. Like, hey, I can feel the amount of money that I could just fill in my bag, right? I can imagine myself putting the money in the bag. Feels awesome, right? I could go to the store now and start spending that money if I want to. I could do whatever I want with it, which we're going to get to in just a few minutes. Is it's important to figure out what you want to do with that money, actually. We have to start making it more tangible, more physical. So what we're doing is we're transforming this energy, this infinite energy and possibility into a more tangible, realistic, physical thing that we will now begin to start attracting into our life, okay? This is one of the most powerful things you can practice, but this is a visualization exercise you can do for yourself, okay? Just close your eyes and look at this picture. Okay, so take a screenshot of it and just go through how I just kind of took you through, and imagine yourself opening the vault, taking any amount of money out of it each day, okay? The same idea is with your own personal energetic stash. So if you can imagine, every human being has their own infinite personal energetic stash that is just waiting for them to claim it. It's already in a bag or in a stash, similar to the last exercise, that you just have to go get. And you just go get it energetically first, okay? You just claim it energetically first. So we got to figure out how much it is, right? How much money do you want, actually? Which we're going to get to in just a couple of minutes. But the same idea is just a different perspective on it. Okay, just imagine that it's just waiting for you to take it. Okay, and no one else can take your own personal stash. Okay, same exact idea goes for the infinite storehouse of riches. Everybody has their own infinite storehouse of riches, actually. Okay, it's not just one. I mean, you could envision that there's one and then it just gets replenished. But the reality is, it's just whatever you imagine. That is your only limiting factor, okay? And the last one is Scrooge McDuck, which I absolutely love. And like I said, one of my clients, we were talking about this, and I loved it. It was awesome. And so you can imagine that you have a warehouse of just gold coins that you're swimming in, right? And you just go to it every so often, and you swim in it, and then you could take some with you, when you're done swimming with it, right? Any way you want to start to visualize this, there is no right or wrong way. What we're trying to do here is open our mind to the possibility that we could have more money right now. And if we do that, more money will start to come in. I promise you, that's how this works. Right now, there's an energetic block, a thought block, a feeling block, a belief block for you right now, that's literally just mind drama. It's the limiting factor that's keeping you from making more money, actually. And we talked about that over the course of this workshop, right? The reason why you think you can't or haven't had a lot of money or can't make a lot of money is the block, actually. That is the belief or the thought that's keeping you stuck. All right. But the reality is, you guys, any amount of money already exists energetically, and it's already yours. You just need to start claiming it. And I'm seriously not kidding when I say this. Any amount of money you could attract. It doesn't matter how it would come in. You could win the lottery. You could literally have a long lost aunt or cousin or something that wills you millions of dollars that you never even knew existed. It doesn't matter where it comes in. You can have that money. It could be yours. Okay? So the question is, how do we start claiming that? So guys, before I go any further, those visualization exercises, how did they sound to you? Right? If they resonated with you and you really felt good about them, drop a 555 below in the comments. Okay? Again, I apologize. I can't see the feed. I just hope that it's actually working. But the idea is that, yeah, I think it is actually working. Yeah. My thing just refreshed, guys. Awesome. Mike, so I see that you're live. Thank you so much for being live, brother. And Mike, it's so funny, I brought up the Scrooge McDuck idea, right? I absolutely love that, brother. But yeah, so for those of you who are live with me right now, I appreciate you guys being here, and I hope this is making sense for you. I hope you can drop just a 555 below so that I know that this is making sense for you. If it's not, drop a different number. Let's drop a 2, a number 2, if this is not making sense for you and you need more clarification afterwards, okay? If you do put a number 2 in, I will reach out to you personally and actually help you with wherever you're getting stuck, okay? But again, I wanna make sure that this is making sense for you guys, all right? So let's keep going. How do we start claiming it? That's the question. And that's part 2. We're gonna start to apply this stuff, guys. I hope you're excited, right? How do we start to turn our thoughts into actual things? That's what we're gonna talk about, especially around money here. How to actually start getting more money. Number 1, we need to get super clear on our desire, on the exact amount of money that you desire to have, okay? And I'm gonna break each one down in its own thing. Number 2, we need to start visualizing and imagining what it is that we desire, as if we've already received it. We've got to start to fuse with the frequency of it and on the energy of it, in the energy of it, okay? And then number 4, we embody your desire. We start acting like you actually deserve it, okay? And actually, I forgot to put number 4 on here, but number 4 is getting rid of old thoughts that are keeping you stuck and rejecting them and actually accepting new thoughts and ideas, okay? So number 1 is we want to get very, very clear on your desire, okay? So literally in a journal, write this down. Write down the exact amount of money that you desire right now, okay? Be super clear and definitive about this. You guys, it's just like actually attuning and changing the channel on a radio station or even the TV. Let's just say you want to listen to rock music on a radio, okay? And you know that it's on channel 105.6, let's say, okay? 105.6 is going to play rock music. But if you just, you just shoot for that and you just twist the knob and just hope that it's, you're at, let's just say you're at 95.6 and you shoot it over to over 100 and it lands on 102.3, okay? And 102.3 is country, let's say. So you want to listen to rock, but you're going to get country if you turn to that station. The objective here is we need to get very clear on what is exactly the station we desire, okay? This goes back to the idea that each amount of money has a different frequency associated with it, a different energy, if you will, associated with it. So that's why this part is so important. If you miss this part, the universe doesn't know what to give you. It's just going to keep you stuck, actually. So you got to be very, very clear with this. Okay? Not just more money, but how much more money. Okay? Write down why you want that amount of money. This will help you get very clear on it. So let's just say you want an extra 100K. What would you do with that money? Right? What will you do with it? How will it make you feel? In what ways will it change your life? Guys, let's get very clear about why we want this amount of money. Okay, when we do that, we get emotional about it. It's now emotionally charging us, and it's putting out a new energetic frequency that is going to help you attract it. Okay, I promise you, this is the actual steps that you take. Okay, so that's number one, get very clear on your desire. So write down in a journal exactly the amount of money, why you want it, what will you do with it, right? I'm going to go shopping with it. I want to buy 3 new suits or 3 new dresses, or I want an XYZ for this, okay? I want, it's going to make me feel more confident. It's going to make me feel more free. It's going to make me feel XYZ, whatever it is for you, okay? And how will it change your life? What will it allow you in your life now that you don't currently have, okay? The next piece is visualizing that amount of money. So literally close your eyes and imagine you've already received your money. And you can use and leverage those other ideas I just shared with you, with the infinite storehouse of riches, the Scrooge McDuck, right? Your personal stash. Just use those to help you visualize, actually, right? So just imagine if you want 100K, imagine you just went in your infinite storehouse of riches and just took 100K, okay? Our brain works in images. So the more images we can give it, the more successful we're going to be with this idea, okay? But close your eyes literally and imagine that you just went into that storehouse of riches and took your 100K. You claimed it. You received it and you're like, thank you so much. This is awesome. It's in my bag, and you take it and go. What does that look like for you? Now that you have that money, now that you have 100K, maybe you deposited it into your bank account. Now what? What does that look like? What does it allow you to do now? Right? How does it feel to have that money now? This is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. How it feels to have it is literally the feeling you need to be in way more often in order to start attracting it, okay? I'm going to talk about it at the very end. But how are you showing up or interacting with others as that version, right? After you have 100K in your bank, how are you showing up for people, right? How has that changed? How are you? Are you more confident? Or are you, you know what I mean? Whatever that looks like for you, you got to get very clear on that. How are people treating you, and how are other people interacting with you as that version? Okay? The more detail and vividness you can apply to this, the more successful you're going to be. Because we need to start embodying your desire. And there's an idea I learned years ago from a mentorship program that I was in. And at the time, I didn't quite get it. I didn't quite understand this idea. And it was a little bit, beyond where I was at the time. But when I started to understand this, I really started to understand it because it makes so much sense from this standpoint, okay? Most people think that they have to have something in order to be able to do something, in order to be able to be someone, okay? And in this case, I'm just going to use an example that you need to have endless amounts of money or millions of dollars in order to do really good things with it, in order to be rich and wealthy, okay? But that's actually backwards, and that actually keeps you stuck, right? And again, most people think they need to have the thing, more money, or be in possession of it first, before that they can do the thing that will take the right action, before they can be the person and embody the person who is rich and wealthy, okay? But that's actually completely backwards. Instead, what we want to do is we want to be that person first, energetically in your mind. You got to become that person first. You have to become rich, wealthy, abundant, prosperous, and successful up here first, okay? Before you take action, okay? We need to be someone, right? Embody that person that we just talked about before we can do the thing that will actually be the right action that allows us to have the thing and be in possession of it. Okay? Some of you might be looking at this and be like, what? This dude's crazy. I'm telling you, this is actually how it works though. Okay? So again, drop some comments below if this actually makes sense to you. If not, let me know, right? So drop a 777 in if this is making sense to you. If not, drop a number 3. And again, I'll reach out to you afterwards and to help you out, okay? The last step here is we need to continue rejecting our old thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and accepting our new ones. So what do you do with that? How do you actually do that? Write them down. Guys, when you just think about things, it's dynamic, it could change. It's still energy, it's energetic. But when you write something down, when you bring a thought down to paper, right, you gotta, don't just think it, ink it, right? As soon as you turn your thoughts into ink and put it on the paper, it has just become a real thing. It literally is the very first step to manifesting it. So if you write down all of the thoughts that you don't want to think anymore, and you say, I reject these thoughts now. I no longer want to think this way. Oh, shoot, sorry. And I only want to think this way. The new thoughts, new abundant thoughts, right? Write it down, guys. It's incredibly powerful. All right, you have to be the abundant, prosperous, rich, wealthy, and successful person first energetically before you will actually be able to get or have the physical abundance, prosperity, wealth, and success. This is so important. I just reiterated it again, okay? Again, we need to be in harmony with it though. We need to claim it. What is that for you? $250 an hour, $500 an hour, 10,000 per month, 30,000 per month? Remember, each individual number is like a different station that you can tune to, right? There's infinite stations, actually. There's $249 per hour you can tune yourself to. Any amount you could tune yourself to. What is that for you, right? That's why it's so important to write down the exact number, okay? After you start visualizing yourself with that amount, here's what's going to happen, guys. New thoughts, new ideas, new opportunities, new circumstances, new people, new things will start to come in to your reality that match what it is that you desire, or that will actually be part of the bridge that helps you get to that number, that helps you get what it is that you desire, right? This is so powerful, guys. I hope this makes sense, okay? The more familiar you get with it, the desired amount of money, the more you fuse with it, the more in harmony you are with it, the faster you will attract it into your life. Okay? The more you practice and apply what you've learned in this workshop, the more money and prosperity you will attract into your life. This month, next month, this year, next year. Guys, you have learned some incredible principles that are going to completely change your life, okay? And we're not actually done yet. This is the last part of this presentation, but I actually want to talk to you real time here in person. But I just wanted to actually share with you several resources that help me, and some of the best ones that have helped me start to think in the way that I have. And beyond all the mentorship and coaching I've been through, these books actually really highlighted some really cool ideas that I know would help you out. So just take a quick screenshot of this. And if you've never read them, try them out. I'm telling you, they're really, really powerful. And they have the capacity to help you start shifting and entertaining new thoughts and ideas for yourself. More wealthy, rich, right? Prosperous types of thoughts, abundant thoughts, okay? And so what I actually wanted to share with you guys is that I've decided I'm actually going to do a bonus session just on this, because this is so incredibly important. And these are actually the principles and strategies that will allow you to start making more money, actually. And a lot of you probably aren't even thinking about these things because you're simply not on that frequency quite yet, right? And so you haven't even entertained leveraging your money to certain extents, right? So I actually wanted to do like a different bonus training on this alone, actually. And I'm actually entertaining the idea of doing like a 3 or 4 week training on just this alone. All right. And if you're a beginner, we can do a beginner session, intermediates, we can do intermediate session, and so on and so forth. But I feel like that would be way more beneficial than to me just sharing what these actually are. And because it may not even be relevant to you wherever you're at. Okay. But that is the end of our presentation, guys. But I want to tie everything together for you here. Okay. So listen, the first parts of our workshop, we were really just introducing the idea that money is energy. Okay. Money is energy. It's not actually a real thing, you guys. So the more you can understand that it's literally just, it's energy. It's all around us. It's infinite in nature. So the amount of money that you desire, if you can start to hone in on that, write it down for yourself. And then literally what that does is you're telling the universe or the higher power, whatever you want to call it, that is the number that you desire. That is what I want. And then why do I want it is the next question, right? You're telling the universe, I want this because of this, right? It'll help expand me in this way, right? I can help more people. I can be more of an impact in my life, in my family's life, in my clients' lives, all of these things, okay? And you write it down, and that's the very first seed that gets manifested physically. And once you write it down, it's almost like a commandment. It's almost as if you've written it in stone to the universe. And if you can believe into that idea, let me tell you, the money's on its way. I'm here to tell you, okay? But the more you visualize having it, the more familiar you become with it, the more in harmony you get with it, the faster it will come into your life. The faster the right people will come into your life, the faster the right opportunities will come into your life, the faster, again, the how doesn't matter, that fills in. It takes a path of least resistance. But the faster all of that will unfold for you. They call that the bridge of incidents or happenings, okay? The faster that will unfold for you and the faster you will reach that number. The last piece and a little bonus added in addition to this is put a date on when you want that money. Put a date on it, okay? So say I want this amount of money in 3 months or in 2 months or 1 month. The date honestly doesn't matter. But what that does is it tells the universe what to bring you when. It actually sets into motion almost as if there's like a deadline now. And you want this by this time frame. Very, very powerful, guys. Okay? So I'm here to tell you, if you don't believe some of the things we talked about, open your mind to believe them. Go back through day 2 and start strategically raising up your belief level on the belief scale. Okay. And it'll help you start to open up new ideas, thoughts, opportunities, like I just said, that will help lead you to your success. I promise you. All right. So guys, with that, I want to conclude our workshop, our 3-day workshop. Let me know what you thought of the workshop. Please drop some comments below. Let me know if you want me to go in more depth with certain things. I'm going to start our bonus next Tuesday, okay? Next Tuesday, and I'll announce details on that. But if you guys want even more help with things, okay, that's, again, I'm going to be doing a bonus. But if you want to skip ahead and you want more help with any of these ideas, you want to really strategically start to make more money, reach out to me directly and I'll help you out, okay? It's hard for me to kind of just coach on everybody because people are in all different spots. But if you specifically need more help, just please reach out to me and I'd be more than happy to sit down with you in an actual session, okay? And just help you get from here to here for yourself, okay? But with that, guys, thank you so much for listening in and watching this. I had a lot of fun putting this together for you guys, and I hope it was very, very valuable to you. Hope you really open your mindset to, maybe why you've been stuck and how you can get unstuck, okay? With that though, guys, stay tuned in this group. There's gonna be a lot more of this stuff coming your way this year, and I'm just really excited to be able to serve you in this way moving forward, okay? But guys, have an amazing rest of your week. And again, drop any comments or questions down below this video, okay, in the comment section. All right, guys, take care.